Hello, welcome back to Sorare. Today I'm going to be going through the top 10 J-League players in the Japan J-League. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you've not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up using the link below where you'll get a free limited card and also some common cards as well to start entering the free to play tournaments. Okay guys, let's kick off then. So as I say, today I'm going to be counting down the top 10 Japan J-League's players. Now of course this league has now kicked off again, the Japan J-League, and obviously these players are going to become very useful, especially during the summer when the European leagues have finished. I'm going to be counting down the top 10 best players. This is in my opinion based on form and consistency, and I'll be counting down from number 10 and finishing off with number 1, who I think is the best player in terms of the Japan J-League. So let's kick things off then, starting with number 10. So number 10 I've gone for Kotoku Sakai of Vissel Kobe. This guy is a defender, he's only 31 as well. I think Vissel Kobe are going to have a much better season this year than they did last season. Obviously last season they narrowly escaped relegation. I expect their form to improve in the upcoming season. Now in the last year he scored 1 goal and 5 assists, Sakai. But he's got a decent AA as well, 16.7. And as you can see from his score graph, he's also got some decent scores. He's capable of these peak scores as well, which is important in the 80, 70 and also the 100 range. So I think Sakai is looking really good and I expect these scores to get a little bit better this season as well. Because as I say, I do expect Kobe to have a much better season than last time. So he comes in at number 10. At number 9, I've gone for Yuma Suzuki of Kashima Antlers. Suzuki is a forward for the Antlers and I think he's going to be a really good card to have in your collection up front. He's already started the game well as well, assisting a goal against Kawasaki Frontale, getting a score of 67 in the first J-League match. In the last year he scored 6 goals and 12 assists as well, and we can see that he's capable of the peak scores in the 90, 80 and 100 range. So I think Suzuki is looking a really good pick up front in your Champion Asia teams. Coming in at number 8, I've gone for Hayato Araki of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Now Hiroshima, one of the best teams in the Japan J-League. I don't think this season is going to be any different. That's obviously going to benefit their players, and one of those players that's going to benefit is Araki. He's a defender for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and in the last year he scored 2 goals. He's got a fantastic AA score as well over that period of 22.2. He's also capable of getting these peak scores in the 80s and 90 range. So I think Araki is looking a really good option. He's only 26 as well, so he's still got a long career left. Next up, I've gone for Akira Oniga of Kawasaki Frontale. Now, this player is 36 now, but is showing no signs of slowing down. In the first game back in the Japan J-League, he was a starter. He played the full 90 minutes as well. And he's also got a goal and an assist, which shows that he's certainly not thinking about retiring anytime soon. And if we look at the scores that he's got 11 goals and 6 assists in the last year. And as you can see from his scores, he's got some absolutely fantastic scores. Does look like he's going to be on penalties as well this year for Kawasaki Frontale. So that's really going to benefit this veteran. We could also see that he's actually got a contract with Kawasaki Frontale until January 2024. So that is obviously till the end of this current season. But I think it's going to be another fantastic season for Oniga. So certainly a good option in midfield. So coming in at number 6 then in the top 10 J-League players. I've gone for Makoto Mitsuta of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. This guy is only 23 as well, a very young player, but is showing signs of great development and showing some fantastic form and scores. This guy is a forward for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. He looks to be a certain starter in their team this season. In the last year he scored 9 goals and also got 8 assists. He's also capable of these really peak scores as well in the 80, 70, 90 and even the 100 range back in game week 298. He's only young and like I say he's playing for one of the best teams as well in the Japan J-League, so I do expect him to get better and better. This is a fantastic card to have in your collection. So he comes in at number 6 then. So now we go on to the top 5 Japan J-League players in my opinion. So coming in at number 5 then, I've gone for Yasuto Wakisaki of Kawasaki Frontale. Bit of a mouthful that one. He's a midfielder for Kawasaki Frontale. One of the best midfielders for them in terms of his scoring output. And in the last year he scored 6 goals and also got 9 assists. And as you can see from his score graph, he's another player that's capable of these peak scores on a regular basis. He's getting the scores in the 80s and 90 range on a quite consistent basis, and also capable of some 70s scores as well. So I think he's looking at a fantastic option in midfield, especially if you pair him up with his midfield partner, Aniga. So then, he comes in at number 5. So let's move on then to number 4. So number 4, I've gone for Sho Sasaki of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. He's a defender for that team. As I say, Sanfrecce Hiroshima are one of the best teams in that division. Sasaki is 33 now, but is certainly showing no signs of slowing down. In the last year, he scored 3 goals and also got 2 assists. And after we look at this score graph, we can see that it's a sea of green here for Sasaki. Probably one of the best defenders on the platform. And he's got a fantastic AA score, which makes up the most of his points generally on his score graph. So certainly a fantastic option in defence for your champion Asia teams. So coming in at number 3 then. So we're on to the top 3 now. So at 3, I've gone for Alexander Schultz. Now it was tight between him and Sasaki for the number 3 spot, but I did decide to go with Schultz in this instance. He's playing for our Reds, he's only 30 and he is a defender as well, like Sasaki. In the last year he's scored 8 goals, which is absolutely fantastic. And he's also got a fantastic AA score as well, like Sasaki of 22.3. And also some really good numbers here. Not many scores below 40, which is really impressive. So I think he comes in at number 3. Very close between Sasaki and Schultz for number 3 though. So I'd say they're probably a joint 3rd and 4th there. So then, we're moving on now to the top 2 players, in my opinion, in the Japan J League. So, who's come in at number 2? At number 2, I've gone for Ryoho Kikuchi of Vissel Kobe. Now, if you've been playing Sorare for a while, this guy should also be well known to you. He's a defender for Vissel Kobe, and although he didn't have the best season last season, he did get some fantastic scores when he was playing. It was a little bit hampered by injury last season, but I expect him to be ever present in the team for Vissel Kobe this season if he can get over his injury issues. If we look at his full score graph as well, we can see why I believe that. He's got a number of 100 scores here, as we can see, some 80s and 90 scores as well. So when he is playing, he's going to be getting you a fantastic AA score, as you can see here, 24.4 there. He's also got 9 goals in this period as well and 1 assist. And I do expect him to have another fantastic season for Vissel Kobe. But what I've said, I do expect to improve on their form in general in the J League this season. So he comes in at number 2. So then, all that's left to do is reveal who I've gone for in the number 1 spot in the top 10 Japan J League players. Can any of you guess who it is before I reveal it? It is, of course, Kakuta Notsuda of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. So as you can see, I've got quite a few Sanfrecce Hiroshima players in this top 10. 3 players, in fact, in this form of Notsuda, Sasaki and Mitsuda. They've got a fantastic team, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and I do expect them to have another fantastic season this year. Now, the 28-year-old Notsuda in the last year has scored 3 goals and got 8 assists. But it's his all-round game that also helps pump up his scores, an average of 23.5. We can also see from his score graph as well that there's very few scores that are not in that nice green colour that we like to see. He's got plenty of scores in the 80s as well and 90s, and I think he's going to have another fantastic season. His first game back he actually scored 55, but he still showed a real good all-round score there, and he played 77 minutes of this game. It was a loss as well, but I do expect generally over the course of the season Sanfrecce Hiroshima to have another fantastic season in the Japan J League. So he comes in at number 1, and I think is definitely a worthy place there, with an L40 of 65 as well, as you can see. So that concludes my top 10 Japan J League players, and I'm sure you'll agree there's some fantastic options there in for your teams, thinking of the summer and of course for the Champion Asia division. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up using the link below. You'll get a free limited card and also some common cards to start your collection today. And start entering these free to play tournaments to try and win some of these tasty, limited, rare and super rare cards. Okay guys, thanks for watching as always. I'll see you again on the next one.